with the latest news and information as far as everything is concerned. Kendra Daron, you are saying, Rokani, we are waiting for you. Come in, please. Greetings from Rwanda. Oh, people in Rwanda, hope you're really having fun. And I've gone ahead to see to it that the son of your president, Kagame, has graduated at Sandhurst, a military school, I think, in the United Kingdom. So that's what we have right now from that side, and hope you guys are really having fun. So we are here to see to it that we take it to where you people want it to be. And this is the channel that brings you your latest news and information as far as everything is really concerned. And Rokani David is my name. Arsenal is taking on Everton today, and the game of football is really happening at the Emirates Stadium, capacitating 60,704 people. That is Arsenal for you, doing what they do better into the mix. So, as it stands, Arsenal comes into this game of football after drawing with West Ham last weekend, and Everton never played last weekend because their game with Liverpool was cancelled out. You know the reason. It was all about the snow that went ahead, obviously, cover up the pitch where these two teams are supposed to obviously also eat out. A chance that Arsenal really had to obviously close down on the side of Liverpool, that Arsenal went ahead, obviously watered down onto that day by really drawing, and Chelsea took advantage by beating Spurs by 4-2, and they are now 4 points behind Liverpool. And Liverpool goes ahead to play knowing that if they drop points today, they know the repercussions, that if Chelsea beat Brentford on Sunday, then they will obviously continue to close them in, and pressure will be mounting into the mix. So Everton has not gone ahead obviously play a game of football until they hasn't gone ahead to play a game of football since Everton hasn't gone ahead to play a game of football. I think they last played, was it Wednesday last week? Wednesday or Thursday last week. You get, as the side of West Ham. Let me check the last time they played, and I know they won. They beat Wolverhampton Wanderers by 4-0. That was on 4th December. And that's when they last obviously came up and obviously kicked a ball. That is the side of Everton for you. So they come into this game of football charged, very much fresh. But I tell you, in the game of football, no manager would like his team to spend a week without kicking a ball, because the fitness levels obviously go down, especially the match fitness, and the competitiveness levels really go down, especially into this modern game of football. So Everton is a very hard team to beat. We all know to eat that. And we are powered by Mono Gadgets, dealers in brand new phones and brand new laptops, right? And if at all you need to find yourself in a position of obviously getting a used phone and a used laptop from the United Kingdom, go to Mono Gadgets and call them on +256 70 9988 665, and you'll thank me later. Again, the number is +256 70 9988 665. That is Mono Gadgets for you, and they will be really bringing everything to your table. They also have affordable smartwatches. You can as well go on TikTok and search for Mono Gadgets, and they'll obviously give you the best that you deserve as a person who does that, who obviously needs one project. Now, before we obviously get head into this game of football, I don't know whether we have people here with some good hearts that can really support this cause. I'm this kind of person who really went ahead to do a project of a talent search that was really looking for the underprivileged in 2014, 2015. And one of the people that we got was known as Lil Jay-Z. And he's in the district of Tororo, Eastern Uganda. And he's having his charity show today. It's on the 14th of December, that is today. And his aim is to buy pads and mama kits for mothers and sisters. So that is the cause. Ordinary ticket is 10,000 and a table of 4 is 200,000. So if you're outside there and you feel like you want to support this cause, let me know in the comment section, and I can really pass over my number and you really get in that money, then we forward it. That is it. So we are having this charity cause, and even if it's really happening today, however much it's really gonna end today, or the event is going to be taking place today, I think they'll need some time to obviously collect more funds, to obviously buy more pads, mama kits for mothers and sisters. You understand? So we are really trying to be part of this cause, and we as Rokani Media Football, let's see what we can do. You get? Let's see what we can do, for this. Ordinary tickets are 10,000. You get? So those are ordinary tickets for an event that is happening today. So tell me whether you are really in good position to obviously come up and obviously support this cause. How many tickets of $3 you can get us? Even if you get us one ticket of $3, that is really okay. Just join the cause. And I want us as Rokani Media Football Fraternity to obviously start doing charity causes. Next year, we will obviously have to come up and really choose one cause that most of us will obviously be on as the side of Rokani Media Football, right? So I think that is it all that I had to say about this charity event. It's happening today. It's all about Lil Jay-Z, and please try to obviously be part of this. Let's see this Rokani Media Football Fraternity obviously take us to where we want to be. So that is Lil Jay-Z for you. Now let's get into the side of Arsenal. Now Arsenal in the midweek were 3-0 winners over Monaco in a game that was not a joy to watch for Arsenal fans. It was not a convincing win for me, though the result indicated that it was. But if at all you watch that game of football, Arsenal never won that game comfortably. But Saka scored a brace. Kai Havertz came off the bench and obviously put one goal in. But Arsenal comes into this encounter one with Julian Timber returning, Thomas Partey returning. Those two never took part into the training session when Arsenal was really going to play against Monaco on Tuesday. On Wednesday, Partey shocked the world and showed up into the starting 11 of Arsenal. Then Julian Timber made it to the bench, meaning that all these stories that have always gone ahead to be told to us that for a player to be part of the squad that is going to be playing in the game of the Champions League, he needs to be part of the squad in those 15 minutes that are really given the media a chance to capture when the team is really training. This time around, it wasn't the case. It wasn't the case for that. So if it wasn't the case for that, that meant that those players were there fit, and those two are readily available to play today. Now, the other players that are really doubtful of this fixture are Tomiyasu, Ben White. Those are really doubtful, and I don't think they're obviously going to make it to this game. But there are two others that the manager was asked about that we think are really going to be able to show up. And who are those? We are talking about Gabriel Magalhaes and Ricardo Carafiori. When the manager was asked about Gabriel Magalhaes and Ricardo Carafiori in a match presser of Arsenal versus Everton, the manager told us that there is a possibility one of them to be available. He trained yesterday and we will see today. Now, mind games are really becoming part of the game that Mikel Arteta plays. You understand? You get? So, that's what these people do. Mind games have become mind games. So he's like, one of that pair trained yesterday. You understand? One of that pair trained yesterday. Now, when he trained yesterday, that means he's obviously going to be part of this team. And most probably, I think it's Gabriel Magalhaes, Gabriel Magalhaes has been one of those players that has been close to return. If you've been following up the news that has been really making headlines, Gabriel Magalhaes has been that player that has been close to return, meaning that it might be Gabriel Magalhaes. But if at all I'm Mikel Arteta, I see no reason as to why I rush Gabriel Magalhaes back, because Jakub Kiwior is doing a very wonderful job. He's defending very well and he's really growing into the game. And I've always told you that Jakub Kiwior is a very good player, and it was just a matter of time for him to be played into that position consistently to see how good he obviously becomes. I saw most of you slating him in the game of Bournemouth, where they brought him on in the second half, I think, and they took him off immediately because of that blind pass that he did that costed Arsenal the second goal that resulted into penalty. When Evanilson was brought down by the goalkeeper of Arsenal. And I came here and I defended him because for me, when a player is good, he's good. And all he needs is consistency. Now, in the previous 3 games, Arsenal, from the game of West Ham, where Yakub Kiwior came on and Gabriel Magalhaes came off, Yakub Kiwior played 45 minutes and really looked very well in that game. Kiwior came up and played as a central defender when Arsenal is beating Manchester United by 2-0. You understand? Kiwior went ahead and played very well when Arsenal was really playing against Fulham. The game ended 1-1. In the midweek against Monaco, he came up and obviously put in a very good shift, meaning that in the 3 games he has gone ahead to start, 2 games, Arsenal has gone ahead to keep clean sheets, and after keeping clean sheets on 2 games, in 1 game he conceded against Fulham. So you really understand that he's really making progress. And today, I would obviously reward him with that game of football. I think there is no reason to rush Gabriel Magalhaes. You get these games, let Kiwior do them. But I know the pressure that is mounting onto Gabriel Magalhaes because he knows to it that Yakub Kiwior is a more modern player than him. He's fast, he's hard, he's good on the ball, and his technical abilities are far much better than those of Gabriel Magalhaes. You know that very well. So, Gabriel Magalhaes has to rush back to obviously force the manager to get him back into the starting 11 because he knows to it that the longer he stays out of this queue, or this cast, or this starting cast of Arsenal, the higher chances to lose his position because Yakub Kiwior can prove himself. If Kiwior plays 2 more games when he's starting, I tell you, he would have proven Arteta that I'm really a very good player. And please, can you think about me? And remember, Gabriel Magalhaes hasn't been playing with pressure on himself because it was like, the number 1 left-sided centre-back of Arsenal. But Kiwior, if he goes in for more 2 games and is really putting in performances like those, I tell you, he's obviously going to be unstoppable. And I think even if Kiwior doesn't start today and Gabriel Magalhaes comes in through and starts, there is a very huge chance for him to start in the midweek when Arsenal is playing into what we call the Carabao Cup as they play out at Crystal Palace. But if I'm the manager, that's the match I obviously bring in Gabriel Magalhaes. Today, I start Gabriel Magalhaes off the bench and then I bring him and plays in some 30 minutes. Then I prepare him for the game of the Carabao Cup. But I would love to see to it that this guy comes in through and really puts in a very, very huge shift. Then Zinchenko is having a muscle injury. Ben White is having an injury. Tomiyasu is having an injury. Those 3 are really out of the equation to start today as Arsenal takes on the side called Everton. Then when you go to the side of Everton, Chamiti, James Garner, Tim, Irobogan, all those are out. But Michael Keane is back to obviously play in the central defense. Now I'm like, who is really going to be benched? Twardowski and Braithwaite, who is really going to be benched? I think those 2 have gone ahead to make up a very good partnership, and they're really tall, and they're going to be bringing what we call set-piece threat to the side of Arsenal. And remember last time, Arsenal played Everton as the game that obviously put a halt to their season of the Premier League at the Emirates, and that game ended 2-1. Remember Everton, were the first to obviously score. Arsenal leveled, and then in the dying minutes, Arsenal went ahead to win that game of football. So that is how Everton looked hard onto the side of Arsenal. But I don't know whether it's really going to be the same this time around. They're really playing. So that is Arsenal for you. So Everton away from home, they haven't gone ahead to be doing very well. I can confirm to you because let me read to you the games they've gone ahead to play away from home. The last game they played away from home, United beat them by 4-0. You remember that very well. Then Southampton beat them away by 1-0. They beat Ipswich 2-0. Aston Villa beat them by 3-2. Tottenham beat them by 4-0. That is another London visit. They beat Preston by 3-0. Yeah, that is how they obviously went ahead to start as the side of Everton. So that's what they really had. Oh, not really. They opened up with Brighton, and Brighton beat them by 3-0. So they've not been performing well away from home, and they haven't gone ahead to obviously put in a very beautiful shift that can obviously see to it. They obviously put in a very big instinct in there for you. Now, the manager Arteta has come out and really said something about them resting since last Wednesday. And he said that Arteta on Everton having more time to prepare for this game. He said, that's the context. We are so used to playing every 3 days. The boys trained today really fired up and looking forward to the game, understanding that it's always really a tough opponent, and we are going to have to be really good to beat them. Obviously, in the Premier League, you have to be good to beat every team, because teams really rise up their hands and really put in a very huge shift altogether. So all I want to let you know is the side of Everton is really doing the needful. So that is Everton for you, and that's what you're really getting in from the manager. You understand? So smash the like button. So that is what we are really having on the table coming in from Arsenal. So the manager is like, however much Everton is going to hit to rest for those number of days, obviously, they will obviously, a moment guys, 775303267745326. So that is it. So that's what you're really getting in through from the side of the manager of Arsenal. That is Arteta. So after that, let's get back to this. Guys, we are really having a charity cause today, and that's why I've been really texting someone here. That's why you saw that I was on the phone. I'm sorry for that. But I want to let you know that today we are having a charity event. Now, this charity event is done by one of the boys that we recruited in our Power Talent Search Talent, a charity talent. He's a rapper, and he has organized a charity show today, where he's obviously going to be looking up to getting in people to do the needful into the charity of really supporting women by buying pads, mama kits for mothers and sisters. So that is the cause. So if at all you feel like you want to be part of the cause, let me pin my number there. You can obviously send something there. If at all you feel like you want to send something, go ahead and obviously send it on to 0774 530326. 774-530326. That's the number. Then we'll forward it as a community of Rokani Media Football. Throughout this month of December, we are going to be pushing for this charity event. And when we really get in the money, we'll obviously send it to Lil Jay-Z in Tororo to obviously see to it that all goes on as well. Because in that eastern side of the Pearl of Africa, mothers, all children get impregnated at the early stages. You understand? They get impregnated at the early stages. So we need to obviously intervene in and see to it that all goes on well as planned. So guys, let's support this cause because it's really very important. And you lose nothing by giving out 10,000. You know, if 1,000 people on this channel can raise $3, how much is that? You know, those are 3,000 US dollars, guys. Can we really give it a push? Let me see who supports this. Who supports this cause? You know, just go in the comment section and say, I'm in, because we need to obviously show love to these people and see to it that everything really moves on as planned. All right, let's get into the party and see what the lineup of Arsenal is really going to be looking like, according to me, in what we call a probable starting 11 for this encounter. Now, the system is 4-3-3. It's known to many of you, no doubt about it. It's proven that this manager of Arsenal is really so much sunk in playing a 4-3-3 system. Not so? Let's go and see who is obviously going to be starting into this team of Arsenal. Goalkeeper, no doubt about it. It's all about David Raya. You get? It's all about David Raya. You get? David Raya is going to be starting in between the stitches for the club of Arsenal, right? Then, on the right side, I think Partey will maintain his position depending on to what Carafiori's fitness levels are really going to be like. On the left back, I think it's going to be Julian Timber. And one will be like, why not Lewis Kelly? I know Lewis Kelly went ahead and obviously put in a very good shift altogether. And after him putting in a very big shift altogether into that encounter, he really even was involved into the secondary assist for the first goal that was created by Gabriel Jesus that saw Saka bury the ball in the back of the net in the 34th minute, right? So, by so doing, one will be like, Lewis Kelly deserves a chance to start. I understand he deserves a chance to start, but it will depend on the manager. And the manager might obviously get in Lewis Kelly and play him on the left back and play Julian Timber onto the right back. Why? Why? Because of the physicality because of the physical presence that Everton do have into their midfield. Dokore, Idrissa Gueye, those players are really physical. So he might like, let me put Partey back in the midfield alongside Declan Rice and alongside Martin Odegaard. He might do it that way. But the manager, when asked about Lewis Kelly, on whether he's really going to be giving him his Premier League full debut, you know, like starting, this is what the manager really had to say. He certainly deserves to be in contention to be selected because he performed and competed really well at his age. To show such maturity on the pitch is strange, and off the field is exactly the same. He's a person who continuously surprises all the staff with the kind of questions that keep all of us asking. A lot of times that shows you the intelligence of the person, and Lewis Kelly is a really bright boy. So you've heard it all. So don't be shocked when he's into the starting 11. But for my case, I haven't gone ahead obviously include him in. You know the reasons, right? You know why I haven't gone ahead obviously include him into the starting 11. You get? So, you know why we haven't gone ahead to obviously include him in the starting 11? Because I believe the manager might be like, it might be a very huge game for him and he might obviously get embarrassed. And we've gone ahead to see to it that when Arteta is really having his best players, there is always no chance for youngsters. Haven't you noticed that? When he's having his best players, there is no time. There is no time. There is no time. There is no chance for him to obviously get in these youngsters, right? So, let's wait and see. Right-sided centre-back, it's obviously going to be William Saliba, right? Saliba is obviously going to be played as the right-sided centre-back. Left-sided centre-back, it's going to be Jakub Kiwior, right? It's going to be Jakub Kiwior. So that is my back five that I think Arteta is really going to go in for today as Arsenal takes on Everton. You get? So we are waiting to see how that will start. Then in the stadium area, I think it's going to be Declan Rice coming in through to obviously take control and patrol that midfield as he shields the back four of Arsenal. Then Mikel Merino, obviously, I think is going to have a chance to obviously start into this beautiful encounter of Arsenal versus Everton. Then Captain Fantastic Martin Odegaard will obviously show up and put up his hand to obviously take Arsenal to where he wants it to be. To see to it that they obviously get back to winning ways in the Premier League. Have you gone ahead to obviously win 3 consecutive games against Nottingham Forest, Manchester United, and West Ham? Arsenal went ahead to obviously drop 2 points against Fulham away from home, and this time around I think they know what it means to not lose points again, because they've gone ahead to lose points that are not really worth losing from that side. So as it stands, that is how I believe the side of Arsenal is going to be standing in the midfield 3. Then Saka, guy is really in fluid form. I tell you, he's in the best form of his life. I think this is going to be, ever since Saka played soccer, he has never played like how he has gone ahead to play this season. His consistency is really improving, and he's taking it to the next level. 10 assists in the Premier League, 5 goals in the Premier League, 2 assists in the Champions League, and 4 goals in the Champions League. He's really fluid and he's really making good rounds as a player, and I'm really loving his growth as a player of Arsenal. So he's obviously going to be played as a right forward. Then on the right side of the attacking midfield or the right forward, I think Martinelli is obviously going to maintain his spot there. And who is going to be leading the line? I know most of you are really furious about Jesus missing chances, but you saw the difference of Jesus leading the line, that he really makes good runs, and those runs attract those balls into good areas of the pitch. You understand? Something that Kai Havertz is not doing, though he's also an effective striker. So I think Arteta did something great to obviously bench Kai Havertz, because I thought that Kai Havertz deserved to be benched to obviously see to it that he gets what we call a wake-up call, as he has been so sloppy in the recent games, and I think he needed that hit or that slap on the ass that, please, someone else can come up and obviously take over your responsibilities, but you don't obviously do the needful. And you saw to it that Jesus got in an assist, missed 3 chances, and Kai Havertz came in through. He was involved in the second goal and scored the 3rd goal. It shows you that threat of Jesus that he obviously imposed on him. But I believe that Kai Havertz is obviously going to come up and obviously start for the side of Arsenal, right? So that's how I believe the side of Arsenal is obviously going to be lining up. Now, the side of Everton, probable starting 11, Pickford in goal, Young right back, meaning that Martinelli might obviously have a joyous day today. Left back, Mielekelenko facing Saka, Tawadowski and Braithwaite, central defense, facing off with Kai Havertz. Then Mangala, Gueye, and Ndiaye in the midfield 3. Then Dokore, McNeil, and Calvert-Lewin. And you know how he plays. In most times he plays a system of 4-3-2-1, So Dokore and McNeil are playing as 2 number 10s. He's trying to obviously compact his midfield. So I don't know how he's obviously going to be lining up today. But all in all, it's really going to be one of those hard games that Arsenal will obviously have to really work hard to see to it that they do the needful. Arsenal comes to this game of football when they are really third, 29 points, right? And Liverpool is having 35. So they are playing at the same time with Liverpool, and Liverpool is hosting Fulham. So we are waiting to see how the results are really going to be like into these encounters. So let's get into the head-to-head stats before I really tell you my prediction. Let's get into the head-to-head stats before I tell you my prediction. Now, here we come for the head-to-head stats that are being provided to us by Google. 1. After a run of 4 defeats in 5 Premier League games against Everton between 2020 and 2023, Arsenal have now won each of their last 3 against the trophies. So remember, in that season of 2022-2023, I think Arsenal lost away at Everton by 1-0. One of those games that Arsenal lost and it really costed them the trophy, I think. Secondly, Everton have won just one of their last 28 Premier League away games against Arsenal. 4 draws, 23 losses, picking up a 1-0 victory in April 2021. Thirdly, Arsenal's 102 wins against Everton is the most any side has beaten another in the English top flight history, with their 344 top flight goals against the trophies is also the most. So Arsenal has gone ahead to score very many goals against the trophies. You understand? In the fourth or the second last head-to-head start, this is the first Premier League meeting between Arsenal and Everton, kicking off at 3 p.m. today. But 3 p.m. that is UK time. But obviously it's kicking off at I know we are really communicating to Africa and the entire world. It's 18 hours. So just know what's 18 hours in your country. That's when the game of football is really happening. They're saying that this is the first Premier League meeting between Arsenal and Everton, kicking off at 3 p.m. on a Saturday since December 2011. A 1-0 win for the Gunners at the Emirates, courtesy of Robin Van Persie's strike. You understand? So lastly, Arsenal have won 81% of their home Premier League matches in 2024, and they've played 16 games, they've won 13, drawn 2 and lost 1, meaning they're really having a very, very good form at home. Their best home win percentage in a year since winning 84% of their games in 2007, 16 out of 19, meaning that they're really doing great. So that's what we're really having in through from the head-to-head stats. And now, who has been calling in for my prediction? I saw one in the comment section and was like, I'm waiting for your prediction. Who was he? Let me see. Kendra Daron, I would like to have your prediction on this game as you end the program. Obviously, you know how we do it. We have to obviously break down the game. After breaking it down, obviously come up with the match prediction. And now, my match prediction is Arsenal 3, Everton 1. That's my prediction. Arsenal 3, Everton 1. That's my prediction. So I've gone in for that. You can as well go and really continue. Let me know what your predictions are as I really go through your comments down here. Kendra Daron says, Rokani, we are waiting for you. Come in, please. I'm here. Greetings from Rwanda. Rwanda, thank you for watching through. Nasif Sentongo, hello, bro. Watching live from Gomba. Nkwagalanyo, I love you too. Daron says, thank you for coming live. And we are doing fine in Rwanda here. We are your fans, Rokani. Thank you, my people in Rwanda. Thank you for obviously watching the Rokani Media Football. Jamil Saad, good afternoon, Mr. Aradi. Let's welcome you for the incredible love you're showing us with such stats of our club. All right, thank you. Darren, I would like to have your prediction. I've given it to you. Matthias Kambungo, thanks, brother, for giving us news. All right, thank you. Then Jamil Saad, and my prediction is 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. I've also gone in for a 3-1 prediction in favor of Arsenal. Then Mokosa Saad, but Mr. Aradi, what I think Arsenal can't take a trophy without a striker. No, that is really naive about you, because we've seen teams like Liverpool win a trophy without a centre forward. That is really clinical. When they won the Premier League, they had Firmino, and I think in that season he scored was it 10 goals? But Salah and Sadio Mane were really, really, really in a fine form. They're really operating at full blast. They really had fire in their berries, and they could obviously help them win the trophy. You understand? So all what Arsenal needs to do is let Saka continue scoring the goal he's scoring. We need Martinelli to score more goals. We need Martin Odegaard to score more goals, And the good thing is that in the Premier League, I think Kai Havertz is your top scorer. I think Havertz has, is it 5 goals in the Premier League? Let me see here. Kai Havertz has 5 goals in the Premier League and 3 goals in the Champions League. That is Kai Havertz for you. And Saka, Saka has Saka also has 5 goals in the Premier League and 10 assists, meaning that if they can go to that range, they need to get one player who can really score 20 goals. And I think Saka is going to hit that milestone. And if at all they obviously put in those stats and performances, I tell you, Arsenal will obviously do the needful. But I think, even if they don't get in players that score very many goals, but the even distribution of goals, you understand? The even distribution of goals is really very important for a club like Arsenal in such an entanglement they're obviously going to be going into with Liverpool and Man City for who is obviously going to be lifting the trophy. So that is the most important bit of it all. So we are waiting to see to it that we get in who that player is really going to be. Then we are having Robert says, "Good afternoon, dear Aradi. Thanks for your services, but tell me what problem is with Arteta for not believing in his players like the game for Monaco. He has 2 options for left back and Kieran Tierney. But I think I would have gone ahead to blame him for not obviously playing Kieran Tierney if at all Lewis Skelly played badly. But Lewis Skelly played very well. And I think Tierney is in the past. We have to obviously understand that Kieran Tierney is in the past of Arsenal. Let's obviously admit he's in the past, and there is no way you can blame the manager. And the manager is like, I want him out, and I think they want to keep him fit and sell him in January because his contract is running down, I think, in the summer. Robert says, when you understand that Lewis Skelly can play on the left, but I'm still annoyed with Arteta for changing the right back. If he knows that he would like to see more in Odegaard, should stop playing Partey. But I think Partey being played that side doesn't affect Odegaard, because whoever plays in that position does better. And last season, Odegaard went ahead to play very well, and Partey never played most of the games. It was Declan Rice, Jorginho, and Odegaard playing the midfield 3 for the club of Arsenal. So I don't think that that argument is really valid. I don't see very many facts dab to it. Then Robert, Gabriel is back. It's rumored that Gabriel Magalhaes is back. I'm waiting to see who has gone ahead obviously be at the team hotel. Then Robert, already you should know that whenever you have your first 11 fit, why are you saying that? I don't know why, but I tell you, there are times when you should obviously get these players on, because if your first 11 keep winning games, when will these youngsters obviously come in? Now, because Lewis Skelly has been playing games of Liverpool coming off the bench and very many others, you saw to it that when Arsenal needed him most, he obviously showed up and put in a very good shift in that game. Sam Music, hey brother, thank you. Hey Emma Oriokot, good afternoon my brother, I'm in, all right. Now, for those that are really in for the charity events, please, I've read you my number, 774-530326. Please, a ticket is 10,000, all $3, depending on where you are. Convert $3, that's the ordinary ticket. The table goes for $50. You can understand? So, please, let's join this cause of really getting women pads and mama kits. Ismail Adam, thanks for the great job. Thank you. Michael Francis, okay, thanks. And that is nice, but I don't know about it. Even for me, I come from Tororo, and I'm Michael Francis watching up from Chisasi. Yeah, it's an event. Lil Jay-Z is really, I think, the mayor of Tororo City. Is it Tororo City or municipality? One of those. And is holding an event. So please, if you feel like you are concerned, I've gone ahead to read you my number. You can as well do the needful. We are having Nathaniel Monen. Hey everyone, good lineup for me, Trossard for Martinelli. All right, 3-1. That's your prediction. Ronnie K says, we won. I got 4-0 with the Gunners. All right. Nsabiera Richard, hey Rokani, thank you. Ronnie K, Team Suna Ben live from Muyenga. All right, thank you for watching through. Isma Adam, 5-0 Arsenal, watching from Dubai. Thank you. Then Nsabiera Richard, Ishak transfer to Arsenal. Obviously, I've already gonna hit to do a video about it. And Ishak to Arsenal is one of those deals that Arsenal really looking at. Nathaniel Monen, unfortunately for Kien Tierney, it's over for him and Arsenal. I tell you, it's over for him and Arsenal. You know, if the manager could play the inexperienced Lewis Skelly in a left back when he was available, you just get to know that it's all over. So, as we sum it up, I would love to obviously let you know of the event that is happening today in Tororo, and we as Rokani Media Football would love to be part of it. You see, that is the poster, Lil Jay-Z, and the outcomes of these events are obvious. Of this event are really gonna be used to buy mama kits and pads for the sisters. So if you feel like you are interested, you can as well go in the comment section and tell me that I am interested. I'll come and really give you my number on. That's where I will obviously come up and obviously see to it that we obviously collect that. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. I think we're gonna hit to have a wonderful time, and I've gonna hit obviously come live and obviously discuss with you the match preview. The game of football is happening in 5 hours from now. We are gonna be here with the match day live, and we'll be doing the needful to obviously broadcast the best of the best. That is my probable starting 11. Who do you get in? Who do you get out? Rokan David is my name, and I sign out for